Commercial.com.
He's got the knowledge.
Because once again, I have to come on there and talk about how right I am once again in anything that it comes to sports.
He's got the questions.
I'm going to lose it. Are you kidding me? What are we doing here?
He's got the guests.
20th head coach in Fresno State history here, man. Is it hard to believe sometimes still the 20th head coach here in program history?
It's all moved really quickly here over the course of the last 5-6 weeks, but super excited to be here.
Phil Bonatti is the voice for the Central Valley sports leader. Behind the Bench starts now. Brought to you by Helena Agri.
All right, yeah, that's right. Back here, another edition Behind the Bench on 1430 ESPN, live on a Thursday afternoon. Good to be here. Good to be alongside all of you here on a wonderful afternoon here in the Central Valley. Good to be here. 2 hours of show as we go up to 5 o'clock today. So should be a jam-packed one with a lot of good topics, a lot of good guests for you here on this program. Of course, we're here live at Fashion Furniture, and another reminder that Sleep Retreat inside Fashion Furniture is free. Sleep Retreat, free when you buy Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and Beauty Rest Black products, free delivery, free setup, free haul away of your old mattress or adjustable base. Come to Sleep Retreat inside Fashion Furniture, where all qualifying mattresses and adjustable base purchases offer free. Plus, $300 in free mattress gear gifts with purchase of any Tempur-Pedic, Beauty Rest Black, or Stearns & Foster. Free sheets, free memory foam pillows, free mattress protectors. Did I say it's all free there? There it is for you. Come by Sleep Retreat here at Fashion Furniture. Nothing like it in all of California. We're here. We're live, like I said, Thursday on a Thursday afternoon, 2 hours. Big thanks to Tony D for tossing it to us in the previous hour from Tony D's show, Sportsline Bulldog Hour with Tony D, from 2 to 3 p.m. on the weekdays. You can listen to him live and on demand on the 1430 ESPNFresno.com website or the ESPN Fresno app that we have. You can download on your smartphone as well. Listen to his show. You can listen to my show. You can listen to Paul Metter's show, the Central Valley Sports Report, on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to noon, as always, as well. Lee's Air Hotline, sponsored by Lee's Air Plumbing, Heating, and Roofing, is the way you can reach us. If you want to call in on the show, 559-320-1430. The way to get a hold of us, 559-320-1430. The way to get a hold of us, sponsored, the Lee's Air Hotline, sponsored by Lee's Air Plumbing, Heating, and Roofing. We also have the Lee's Air Weather Check, and checking on that right now. Definitely not as cold as some other places in the nation. 63 degrees is your temperature today, on the low, high to low mid-40s there in the evening side, but relatively comfortable temperatures for the next few days, 60s across the board. No sign of precip along the way, so should be a relatively mild winter here in January. It's been pretty nice. I'm almost thought about losing the sweatshirt today, let's be honest with you. Anyways, good to be here. Good to be alongside you. What do we got on the docket of the show today? Of course, we're going to have our Student Athlete of the Week interview coming up in about 10-15 minutes or so. Savannah Chase from Central East is going to join us, along with her coach Chris Maxey, who's going to join us, talk about Central East basketball. Nice big win last night over Buchanan. Revenge win, I would say, from earlier this year. So good to talk about that. Of course, they also putting up headlines with beating Clovis West this past week as well. So we will definitely dive into that with them this season and talk about Savannah's play on the court as well. In the second hour, I'm going to be joined by Jason Wahlberg from Valley Athletics. Of course, Jason Wahlberg, a good friend of ours and son of Vance Wahlberg, diagnosing what's going on with the men's basketball team over there at Fresno State. We've got a good conversation coming up about that, and that's going to be around 4:15, 4:30 as well, 4:20 as well. So if you want to tune into that, good basketball discussion coming up there from my friend Jason Wahlberg. So good show. We're going to fill it with some topics here and there as well. Hanging out 2 hours before we take it up to 5 o'clock. Up 5 o'clock, you'll want to switch over to 790 for the FPU Sunbirds doubleheader basketball matchup against Concordia. That's starting at 5. Women to start it off, men to close it off there as well. So all wall-to-wall basketball coverage over there as well. So good to be here, like I said. We got Daniel sitting next to me here. To my right, we have Jorge back at the studio for today's show. So Daniel's hanging out for just a little bit, so I'll give him a little pub here. How you doing, Daniel? How are you feeling on this Thursday? We didn't get a chance to dissect. I kind of avoided the Steeler topic about it now. Now that Tomlin's out, I'm sure you're feeling a certain way. But how are you feeling on this Thursday afternoon?
I'm doing pretty good. The wound is healing a little bit, but we're getting there. We're just waiting for the new coach. So
yeah. Anybody on the wish list for you now that John Harbaugh's out? Or
I want a Chris Shula, or call me crazy, but I want Marcus Freeman.
Okay. Well, the Marcus Freeman pipe dream might be a different story when it comes to that, but sounds like he ain't going anywhere in terms of that. Chris Shula, that's interesting. Defensive guy. The key is the Steelers, 4 coaches in the last 57 years. You just got to hire someone in their 30s, and then you're good, right? So
yeah, basically.
Get a little, they get the young blood out there in terms of that. Anyways, Jorge's here as well. Jorge, how are we doing on this Thursday? You'll be here for the 2 hours. How are we doing? Jorge there? No? We're flying solo?
We might be.
All right.
Sorry, I was taking a call.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hope it was an important one. Hope everything's okay.
Nah, they were trying to sell me some solar, which
yeah.
I don't have a home, so.
I mean, you do live in a home, but you don't have you don't want you're not a prospective target at this point for solar. Yeah, you're good.
Sure. Yes.
Anyways, how are you doing on this Thursday, Jorge?
It's good. It's good. I thought it was Friday. It's weird because yesterday I thought it was Thursday.
Is that worse? Is that the worst thing to think? Is that like the worst thing that can happen to you on a Thursday when you walk into the day and you think it's a Friday? That I have to think of.
Like the worst thing about it was that I told my roommate, "Hey, we need to take out the trash cans because they're gonna pick them up today."
Yeah.
And they're not.
They look at you like you were crazy, and you're like, "What are you doing, man? Like we don't."
He went along with it. He was like all about it. Like, yes, we need to take out the trash. It was early in the morning. What can I say?
And so he thought it was a Friday too. So you continued the bad thinking to your friend and made him also go through the motions of, man, it's a Friday, can't wait. And then you pull the rug from him, and now he thinks it's a Thursday, which is the worst feeling in the world.
We usually take him out at night. So
yeah.
When we took him out this morning, I thought it was Friday because I thought it was Friday. And we got him out, so they're just gonna stay down.
Hey, just remember, you gotta take him out tonight.
The rest of the day.
Yeah, well, now you got to take him out tonight, Jorge, unless you already did it today before you left work. But anyways, now you have a good reminder of what you got to do when you get home today. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Anyways, hey, so we got some big news right here at the top of the show that we want to get into. The 49ers, of course, a big story, of course, locally for a lot of people here. A lot of people getting ready to talk about this playoff game, the 49ers and the Seahawks, and we have a little clarity on who is going to be playing in this game on Saturday in Seattle at 5 p.m. Kickoff there. 49ers coming out with some injury designations for some of their players, and one of them, the big news, the big story we were trying to pay attention to, we'll call this a top sports story, brought to you by Valley Pure, and that is that Fred Warner will not be designated to return in this game. He is going to not play on Saturday. Some people were seeing videos. We were creating some sort of ideas in our head of, is there a snap count with Fred in this game? Is there an ability for him to play the full capacity of it? But him just starting this week of practice, coming off that ankle injury, even a minor miracle to even consider that he has the chance to come back. But just Coach Shanahan not comfortable enough to say it is a go. So Fred is out for this game. Fred Warner is out for this game against Seattle, and he will look to play in the NFC Championship game if the Niners do, in fact, get that far. The reaction, of course, I would believe is, I think Fred, obviously was the one probably pushing to see if he can get out there. Any athlete would. He is a freak athlete, if anything, and I wouldn't put it past anybody to come back in that nature. But now here's the carrot that dangles in front of this 49ers defense, and knowing that they can have help on the way if they can just take care of business against Seattle, which is no easy task to say regardless of it. However, it is right there in front of them if they want to have the ability to just get better as they go along in this season. So looking forward to that, looking forward to this game. But, Daniel, I'm sure you're not surprised Fred Warner isn't playing in this game and that of being official, but man, were the theories out there if he could have gone with the ankle injury.
Oh, yeah. I would know about the theories because I have a friend. He's a big 49er fan. He was so excited, just to see him practice. He's like, oh, he's going to be back. Like, just the thought of having your best defensive player out there again, obviously for any team, any fan, that's great. But I do think it's the right call here from both sides because obviously you want him to be 100%. You don't want him to re-aggravate that injury and then go down and not have him at all next year.
Yeah.
So I think should they win this weekend and move on, I think we should see him at least play some snaps in the NFC Championship game, whether it's a snap count limit or the full game. Who knows?
Or, hey, the right call to have Fred not play this game. I think you're probably sitting in the cautious phase and say, we'll see what happens. It wasn't even a thought of him potentially coming back now, but I think, and a lot of 49er fans out there thinking, man, it'd be nice to have him there, but let's see if we can actually see if he's right and ready to go for that NFC Championship if it's possible. You agree with the decision?
Yeah, I agree with the decision. I think it's a logical decision to make, of course, that they're going to look at every option they have and see that maybe he's just not there yet. I mean, physically he's probably, I don't know, at a 50% maybe overall, but with his injury, he might be 100% healed or whatever, but just physically not there. Not trying to, put him in one play and then all of a sudden he's, trying to get injured again from when you're not 100% physically, you're more likely to have more injuries. So,
eye test man tells me he doesn't look 50%. He looks 100% ready to go. I think it's more of just the speed of the game and just the ability to just be ready for the rigors of a game. Practice is one thing, but to go 60 minutes in an NFL football game is another thing entirely, and so we'll be paying attention to that as well. Ricky Pearsall, questionable to play in this game, of course. That might be the next addition that the Niners are looking to add to their both sides, and that's going to be one to look at as well. But how about this interesting development before we sign it out, wrap up this segment? Sam Darnold, now on the injury list. The questionable oblique injury is questionable for Saturday's game against the Niners, and I'm looking at that as a potential blood in the water situation for this Niners defense. If that is for sure the chance that maybe there is some sort of opportunity for the Niners to exploit that. We know Sam Darnold did not play very well in the playoffs, and if he's compromised in his ability to throw a football, especially with an oblique injury, that matters when you're throwing a football as a quarterback. And then you add the addition of the Seahawks have not offensively been effective against this Niners side. The Niners have been able to subdue this offense. Seattle's two worst point outputs were against the 49ers, 13 points each time. Yeah. And now that Sam Darnold's hurt and potentially compromised, if I'm a Niner fan sitting here today, I'm starting to really, really, really think about believing in a win on Saturday, and I think that might be a good chance. Anything to the Darnold injury, I know he's questionable. He says he'll play, but I don't know, man. Obliques are very finicky, and those don't heal very fast. It's going to be interesting to see it all play out.
Yeah, this is my first time hearing about this. I didn't hear about this at all, but
tweaked it in practice today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously it'd be questionable. I'd question to see how he'd play. Obviously, no matter what, he's gonna say he can play because in a big game like this, of course, you want to be ready and you want to put the trust in your fans that they can trust you that you can play no matter what. But with him with an injury like that, it will definitely, if he's playing with it and he's not 100% on Saturday, he's gonna feel it, and the defense will know that. I know the Niners defense isn't exactly one to rush, but when a quarterback like that has an injury like that, that definitely makes him a lot more vulnerable. So if I were a Niner fan, I won't obviously not cheering on an injury, but I would definitely think I'd have a lot more chance.
Blood in the water.
Yeah.
Blood in the water for sure. Jorge, last thoughts on that before we finish our thoughts here.
Yeah, he said he felt during practice or earlier this morning he felt something on his oblique and during practice he felt it more, but he's gonna play. He said he's 100% gonna play. So I mean that injury might bother him later, but
Yeah.
for the game I think he's gonna be ready.
Yeah, we'll
It
see.
makes me wonder if the Niners game plan for that at all.
I would game plan for him to be a little more inaccurate, that's for sure. So we'll talk about it more as we get into it. We got more segments to get to, but we'll take a break now. And what we're going to do next is bring on our student athlete of the week. Savannah Chase is going to join us. Chris Maxey, coach of Central East as well. These Bengals are playing great, and we're going to talk about it next here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader.
High school basketball lives on ESPN Fresno thanks to A+ Signs, Mega Prints, California Business Machine.
ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. And now for our first guest spot of the day, it's our student athlete of the week. Savannah Chase is joining me now with her head coach, Chris Maxey from Central East Basketball. I've been dying to get these folks on because they've been doing some stuff in this basketball season that's been catching some people's eyes for sure, including a great win over the other day over Clovis West, of course, and Savannah's been a big part of that. But good to have you both in talking some Bengal basketball. That's a little weird to say, right, for y'all? I know we the Bengal transition. We were talking with the football team earlier this year, but I got to imagine, are you still getting used to the Bengal team name, or is it finally settling in a little bit?
Today for me, yeah, it's becoming good, but some of the kids still, it's always been CG. Now it's CB, huh?
Yeah, right.
I got so much Grizzly gear. Like, I got so much Grizzly because I coached football for so long, and it's like, dang, I wear a lot of black and orange, but it has Grizzlies on it.
Yeah, the black and orange helps, but it's all say Grizzly, it ain't helping. But Savannah, I'm sure it's been fun being a Bengal now and starting kind of a new fresh feel to what the new era of Central East is. And you guys are rolling right now, and how does it feel? How does it feel the way you're playing right now as a team?
It feels good. I feel like with us being Bengals now, I guess we can start over, kind of.
Uh-huh.
Well, I feel like we're starting good for what we've been doing.
Absolutely, and of course, you guys have been doing well, and you've been playing well, particularly yourself, and we want to recognize that. So we wanted to make you our ESPN Student Athlete of the Week, especially for contributions to your team, the way you played, and the way you played against, certain opponents. And so we want to congratulate you on that. How does that feel, ESPN Student Athlete of the Week? What does that feel like?
Good. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Chris, I called you the other day and let you know, and I'm sure it was a thrill to find that out. So what was your reaction to hearing about Savannah being recognized on the ESPN Fresno Student Athlete of the Week?
Well, I was very appreciative, when kids get the opportunity to be recognized for the work they put in. It's a lot of long nights, a lot of early mornings, a lot of aches and pains. So when they get recognized for the work that they put in, it's very appreciative, and it's a good thing. I'm glad you guys gave her the opportunity to be recognized.
Savannah, the hard work, right, as a student athlete. Remind you, you're a senior this year, right?
Yeah.
So you've been around it. You know what it takes now. You're kind of seasoned to it, and so talk about work ethic, right? When Coach says hard work and what you've been putting into, where did that come from for you as a student athlete, knowing the balance you had to take as a student athlete for you?
Well, when it comes to practice and everything, I always just make sure we focus in practice, and when it's time for school, focus in school. So it's when it's time to focus on that subject, just focus on that.
Is it like a singular focus? It's like on to the next, on to the next. It's like game by game. It's on to the next. Like what you guys are obviously doing. You're on Clovis North as a schedule, but then for you, it's like on to the next thing, whatever class I'm doing, whatever kind of thing it is. Is it it's very step by step mentality? Is that kind of what it's like?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where does that come from for you? Who taught you to kind of approach it that way? Or is it just something you've kind of realized as a successful way to approach school, approach being an athlete?
I don't really. I would probably say my mom sets me up to be on the right track. For when it comes to school, make sure I'm on my school. When it's time for basketball, make sure I'm present and everything for basketball. So
yeah. Coach, you talk about Savannah's work ethic in a way like that. You mentioned it. You alluded to it, kind of what it takes. She's been around, right, as an athlete, So talk about the commitment it takes for a player like her to do the things she needs to do to make sure she's available for you.
Well, just lead in every aspect. Say something some people don't like. Beginning of the season, we're running the mile. Running the mile every day. Who's first place every day? Savannah Chase. We get in there and it's for certain. It's easy to do the easy things. You know what I'm saying? But the things that you don't like, the things that are hard, the things that make you get in a different mood, the kids who make the sacrifice and and do it, those are the kids that end up become special because anybody can wake up on a good day and do anything. But what about the things that you don't like to do on a bad day? You know, so those are the things that Savannah does, and the results show.
You don't like running the mile, or even though you take first, is that something you're like, oh, I got to run the mile again? Or
it was just we had to do it every day before practice, and I was just like, just get it done. It was just get it done. So.
But that's what Coach talks about, right? The things you don't like, the not easy things. You still take it to heart, and you got to do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's what you're talking about, Coach, in that way.
Definitely. And it's like you got to improve every time. So that's the standard, you know. Whatever it's 1 second, whatever, and they continue to improve, you know. So.
Yeah. And it's improving along in the play and the way you guys are approaching the season, and of course the way you attack it. And kind of want to go through it for you. Of course, Savannah, you're the leading scorer on your team, which feels like a team that has a lot of contributors to it, a lot of double-digit scorers on this group. So you can go a lot of different places with this crew. And I know, Chris, I would love to hear your take on it. But first off, you know, talk about Savannah the player, Chris. What kind of player do we see when Savannah Chase when you have her on the floor?
She's a two-way player, you know. She's 6 foot, you know, but you don't see a lot of taller players. When coaches see a lot of taller players, they put them in the back on defense. You know, she's on the ball immediately, on the baseline. She's right there, full court, guarding the ball, pressuring the ball, running the full length of the court. So what does that say? It says she can guard a lot of positions, and she's in shape, you know. So having a player like that is very versatile. She can score the basketball on the offensive end, and she can play the defensive end. So if she can do multiple things, we can use her in multiple ways. And when we have players like that, it makes it harder for other teams to say, oh, we're going to stop her from doing this. Well, she's just going to do something else. You know what I'm saying? So she's a Swiss knife tool, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're appreciative, right, of the free range to do that as a player? Like when you hear – when people see your height, right, you're 6 foot, you know, and the assumption, some coaches would just assume, all right, yeah, like Coach said, let's just put you under the basket and see what you do. How appreciative are you of the free range you have of being a player like Coach kind of described with what your skill set is?
I'm very appreciative. I like we have freedom on our team. Like, yeah, I'm tall, but he's not automatically going to put me in the back or say you're big, go play down, go play in the back. I like playing up top, getting steals, pressuring the ball. So it's like we get a lot of freedom playing.
Because I'm curious how it develops, right, as a player for you, because if you have height, I don't know, were you tall throughout, like growing up in basketball, but you still kind of figured out a skill set that allowed you to play a little bit away from the basket? Like, take me through how you kind of convince coaches, because when you assume you're the tallest girl, especially when you're growing up in AAU, that kind of side of thing, right? They'll just kind of pigeonhole you into a skill set. So how did you convince people you can do more than that?
Well, I've never played the big. Like, from my elementary to my middle school, I always played point guard. Then when I started AAU with Chris, I played like outside. He was never like go play down, because there was always somebody like that was playing down, where we play 5 out. So I never like had to go play down. He always like gave us the opportunity to go play, go be who you are out there and go play what you want to play. And then I just showed him that I could play out and I don't need to play in, and then it just stuck.
Chris, because as I described, sometimes coaches just see physicality and what they can do, and then they just assume the skill set. But she mentioned you kind of pinpointed at an early age what she can do and what she's comfortable with. You know, tell me a little bit about that thought process of just saying, hey, I know what Savannah wants to do, and I'm going to trust what she wants to do as a basketball player.
Well, for me, it's making the player comfortable to be who they are and what's best for the team. I have a saying, and it's just like a shot. Everybody wants to shoot the ball. I tell a kid, I don't tell you which shot to shoot. You know, if you shoot a contested shot, you better make it.
Yeah.
If you shoot a wide open shot, you got free range. You know, you don't make all of them. But if you got a player who has a skill, and say I have a 6-footer, then I got all 5'7" girls. That doesn't mean on offense she has to play the post. I have to adjust as a coach, you know. So me as a coach, what I learned growing up, you know, the coach is you're a better coach when you can adjust to the personnel you have at the time.
Yeah.
You can't always get a certain type of personnel for the system you like. You know, so if I got somebody like Savannah who can play guard, but she's 6 foot, okay, she can play point guard on offense and go guard the tallest person on defense. You know what I'm saying? Or we might have somebody who's 5'8", who's just a dog, Draymond Green or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, who can do that. But we're gonna put somebody in a position that makes them comfortable, that can maximize the potential for the team. You know, I don't want to make her play for me. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able for me to adapt to the team and the players we have. And every year we have had different type of players, you know, and for me to be great for them, I have to learn to get better for myself to help them and put them in the places that makes it best for our team.
Does it take high IQ to kind of do that too, right? And how that works into that whole style of play, right? And Savannah, you know, if you describe her, she a high basketball IQ person like this that can do that, right? Is that kind of how it works in that sense? Or?
Definitely. You have to know the game. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't just say you want to play something, you know, and you got the skills, but you have to have the IQ too. You got to know it. You know, you got to watch film. You know, you got to look in the playbook. You got to talk to the coach. You got to talk to your teammates. You can't just go out there and just stand, I want to play this. No, it don't work that way. It does take, you know. So when they show the capabilities, you know, we work together, we talk about it, and we go from there.
Savannah, you know, when he talks about that, the high IQ, the work beyond the court, you know, when you want to know, when you're just thinking about the game of basketball in that way, how have you worked on that aspect as a player? Like, how do you work on that in a mindset of like, when I see something, I know what's coming, or when I feel something, I know it's there, and I can feel comfortable on the court, and the game doesn't speed up for me when I'm out there. Like, how do you work on that as a player in the IQ sense?
I would say like watching other people. Like when I see other people and I see how they react to certain things, and I feel like I'm put in the same situation, I can kind of like go based off of like the same scenario type of thing. Or, like, watching video clips, or like he'll send me certain clips and you pay attention to them. You just learn. I feel like those are ways to build your IQ.
And I think of that when I mentioned game speeds up sometimes when players feel a little overwhelmed in that situation. And I would say no team does that better than any other team here in the Central Section than Clovis West does. And so I want to go to questions about that game, right, where you guys were able to beat them on their home floor and really make a statement for your season here with that kind of game. And so people are going to want to know how it happened, first of all. But, Savannah, tell me about that game, you know, and why you found an edge over the Golden Eagles that teams have been searching for quite some time. How were you able to beat them on that day?
We practiced that whole week before the game. We practiced like one thing. It was like our press break and what we were gonna do on defense. We practiced that every day for like an hour to an hour and a half.
It's no secret what they do to those teams, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then before the game, we were all talking in our group chat. We all watched film. We watched film together. We all sent in clips like, oh, make sure you watch for this, watch for that. We all had motivational talks, prayed, everything. We went out and executed. Everybody played their game, and we just came out on top.
Chris, the kind of level of focus you hear from players, texting each other, they're looking at clips, they're doing all that kind of stuff. That's got to feel great for a coach, for you, as I feel like you're watching the game, and sometimes the answers to the test is one thing you're looking for. You know, Clovis West has a lot of questions when you play them, but tell me about being on the sideline watching the team execute at a high level like that.
That it was it made me feel good, and honestly, I say the first five in every team, you expect them to execute what you ask. But it's the people who come off next, the 6, 7, 8 person who comes on. Are they going to continue to do what the first five do? And when we've seen our bench players continue to keep the pace, keep the execution at a high level, it made me feel real good. It made me feel confident in myself, honestly, and just happy for them that they got to just be themselves, you know, play, not be afraid, because most kids who go into Clovis West, especially at their home, you know, they get nervous before the game starts. And for them to stay consistent and just be themselves, oh, man, it was a proud moment.
Yeah, I mean, and it's hard to kind of come off of that game, right? Because at some point, people bring up the stats, people bring up the history, and then you get a letdown after that, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like you don't win the title in that game, right? Obviously, you do it at Selland Arena, but it's something that a lot of people are paying attention to. So how did you as a coach approach it with your players to say, all right, that was a good win.
Well,
let's move on here. We got Buchanan, a team that beat us earlier this year.
Well, a lot of people ask that, and a lot of people are like, oh, you guys celebrate? I said, look, we celebrate. We did something a lot of people haven't accomplished. It's a dominant program, especially here in the Valley. And I told our players, we celebrate tonight, and tomorrow we start over. You know what I'm saying? It's over, and for them, it's for the hard work that they put in, something that they have never accomplished. For her she has never beat Clovis West until now.
Yeah.
So she has an opportunity to celebrate. I'm not going to take that from a kid and say, oh, don't celebrate. No, you celebrate it. You enjoy it for the night. And then tomorrow we prepare as we did Buchanan's next. So we beat Buchanan. Now we got Clovis North. So we live in the moment, and then we let it go. We go to sleep. We wake up, and then we're at ground zero.
And, of course, you respond. We beat Buchanan, and I look at the schedule, right? You had a tough one in a tournament earlier this year, back, a month ago. Savannah, I'm sure you wanted to beat Buchanan and get back to them with that game. And you guys left no doubt last night, or 2 nights ago. I'll tell you that with the score. So how did it feel to kind of vindicate that and know, hey, we're improving that way, beating a Buchanan team that beat us earlier a month ago? What was that feeling like in a game 2 nights ago with you guys?
It was good. Not like we had something to prove, but we definitely wanted this win because we felt like the last game was a little unfair. So we were like, okay, we're back for revenge. Let's have a fair game and see how it goes. And then now that we played, it was a good game. We came out on top again. So
yeah.
I think it was good.
Coach, kind of that factor that, like, man, they got us that last time. You feel it with the players. You're like, all right, we got extreme focus there too. It was nice to get that game too, and to do 77-34 at home. That's got to feel good for the players to continue to kind of build off of that.
Yeah, it was good. The first game, it was a good game. They got us, but we came back and we knew where we stood with that team, so we just came and just handled business.
Yeah, absolutely. You're continuing to roll through it here. You're in league play. Of course, you got Clovis North tomorrow. You want to handle that. Clovis East, Clovis. When the track schedule, and of course you guys want to, of course, you're in the driver's seat right now. You're in that top spot. So now that you have the attention of the other teams in this league, what kind of feeling does that have as a target on the back kind of group? Because I got to imagine that now feels different as opposed to what we probably known for the last 15, 20 years. There's another team out there that you all were chasing, and now right now you're sitting up there in that spot. So what does that bring to the level of competition night in, night out that you're expecting?
Oh, well, it's always harder when you're in first, because now everybody's chasing you. Yeah, like you said before, it's always everyone's chasing Clovis West. And the thing about us, since I've been here, we always have Clovis West first game.
Yeah.
First game in the league, we opened up with Clovis. Her first game was Clovis West. So being able to get that opportunity is honored. It's a great opportunity to have. It's one of the reasons why I took the job. Playing in a track every game. Every night, even Clovis North tomorrow. Clovis North is not a pushover, some people think. You got to go in there and play. So every night you got to compete, but getting to play Clovis West and set the tone like we did this year is like, okay, it brings confidence to the kids. If you even if we didn't win the game, we compete in that game. Like the kids have confidence going into it. So that's a good thing. Some people may look at it as a bad thing, but it's always been a good thing for me. Let's start it off hot. We're either gonna break through the wall or not. And we accomplished it this year, and now we want to keep it going. It's honestly helped us a lot, made the kids believe that they could, and it's just, be honest, if you can be Clovis West, man, you can play with anybody.
Exactly.
So that's a good thing.
Savannah, you embrace that challenge knowing that people are going to give your best now. They are going after you as a top dog in the league right now where you sit. Do you embrace that challenge as an athlete?
Yeah, I'm always up for the competition.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good. We're looking forward to it for sure, and how you're playing. And yeah, it's going to be fun to watch it all go down. And of course, your hope is to get there in that building downtown in Selland Arena and see what we're matching up with.
That's the goal. That's the goal. I'm not sure 100%, but I don't think Central has won league ever.
Yeah.
So we're looking to win league and then take Valley. You know, we know, like you said, it's even people have been watching us before. They even watching us even more. So
yeah,
we just keep working like we're 0-0 or 0-2.
Yeah.
You know, so we want to keep the gas going.
Well,
foot on the neck and keep pushing.
Football set the bar high, and now you're keeping up on the girls' basketball side, right? So keep the winning ways of Central East. That Bengal name feeling pretty good right now.
Bengals are 1-0 against West. What you mean?
Exactly. Hey, Savannah, before we go, we got a lot of prizes to give you, so I want to get right to it with that. Let me go to this bag first for you here. And so I got a medium T-shirt for you here that you can wear.
Thank you.
For you. Student Athlete of the Week on it. I got some free KFC. How about a 2-piece tender meal from there from courtesy of friends at KFC? The tenders. How about Toledo's Mexican restaurant here in Fresno? You got a family 4-pack. So there you go. That's a good family eating there. I've been there. It's delicious. I looked at your schedule. This shouldn't be any conflict on your schedule as a basketball tickets. Four tickets to upcoming Fresno State basketball on the 21st of February. I think that should work out for you guys schedule-wise. So make sure that hit. This is your bag. You get to keep that too.
Thank you.
Daniel, if you want to bring that up here, we have courtesy of Raw Farm, and you want to open that up. We got some milk for you here. So some milk from Raw Farm for you. So if you like some milk, some protein shake, you mix it up, all that stuff. People have been loving that. So we got eight for you there. And Coach, on the top, we got a little paper for you here. If you contact the lady up there at the top, they're going to do a team drop of milk for the whole team at a practice. You just schedule that up. You get some milk for the whole team there. And finally, the coup d'etat. We got the big check for you right here. It says Savannah Chase on it with the Central East logo, formerly a Central logo, with your name on it.
Still the same logo.
Yeah, still the same logo, so that's nice. But there you go. Big
Thank
check
you.
for Savannah Chase there for you. It says whatever you got there. You're going to automatically be entered as a Student Athlete of the Year, female Student Athlete of the Year, and we'll have a banquet at the end of the school year, probably June area. So we'll let you know when that's going to be, where it's going to be, and it's going to be a great time. We had that last year. It was awesome. So hopefully we can get you out there on a certain day. So it'll be great. But I appreciate you swinging by. Coach, I appreciate you swinging by. Best of luck the rest of the season. It's going to be fun watching. Hopefully we see you guys at Selland. And good luck on the rest of the year. Stay healthy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Savannah Chase, Chris Maxey here on 1430. Let's take a break. We'll wrap up the segment. We'll wrap up the hour next on 1430 ESPN.
Former Fresno State football coach Pat Hill is at the first tee.
Hey, it's a fairway hit.
Yeah, but that's the wrong fairway, Coach.
I need to buy a golf game.
Coach, I really think you need a Roger Dunn makeover.
When you buy a game at Roger Dunn, you can play anybody, anytime, anywhere. This is the old coach, Pat Hill. I bought this 7-iron at Roger Dunn Golf. Number 8 at Tehama, 162 yards out. Eagle, baby!
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/FREE. ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
The Central Valley Sports Leader has you covered for the local angle with the Central Valley Sports Report hosted by Paul Meadors. Paul is back for year 5 and is ready to give you the insight and knowledge of everything you need to know when it comes to high school sports. From the coaches and player interviews to the game recaps week by week, as well as talking with all the insiders that have the pulse when it comes to prep sports in the Central Valley. Central Valley Sports Report, airing 10 a.m. to noon. Live from First String Sports every Saturday on 1430 ESPN Fresno.
Welcome back to Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. I didn't even have enough time to kind of talk about Savannah Chase's stats while we were in the segment with her, but averaging 7.5 rebounds per game, 3.1 assists per game, but how about 4.1 steals per game, Daniel, as a basketball player? That's pretty darn good.
It's very good. Gives me Kawhi.
Kawhi? She got the 6-foot frame, but she plays like a point guard. That's a dangerous player.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken in terms of that. In girls basketball. Central, man. Central East got some magic. Ever since they changed the name of the Bengals, everyone were mad. But let me tell you, I think things are a little bit different in terms of that.
It's working out.
Working out for sure. Hey, things are working out with some other teams as well. And mentioned at the top of the show, just briefly I mentioned it, John Harbaugh getting hired as the head coach of the New York Football Giants. Interesting news to say the least. It felt like kind of the establishment an establishment franchise that needed somebody like that. However, interesting stat I came across is that no Super Bowl winning coach has ever won another Super Bowl with another team, which is interesting.
It's very interesting. I don't know. I like Harbaugh as much as like he's been like my rival's coach for so long. I've always still liked him as a coach. I think he's a good coach.
Yeah.
And I think with what he's working with Scadaboo and Dart, I think that's like a very great pairing. You know, it's already set up for him, and he's ready to build off that.
I'm gonna be fascinated to see how it all kind of turns into with that team and what that's gonna look like in terms of what legitimacy it kind of brings to that franchise, which has been kind of illegitimate since, I don't know, there's never been a seriousness to the Giants, even in their Super Bowl runs, or I can quite trust them.
Yeah.
In any sense of the word, right? I cannot trust the New York Football Giants to be competent for more than 3 years in a row.
Yeah, definitely.
Outside of their Super Bowl run. Jorge, when I think of the New York Giants, I don't think of competence. I just think of blunder after blunder with this team. It's nothing I can kind of feel good about in terms of it. But it's going to be interesting to see how it'll look under Harbaugh and how many years it'll look under Harbaugh. But because he's just been in the game for so short of a time, and feels like it won't necessarily feel like he missed a beat. But Good hire for the Giants, right, Jorge? You feel like the Giants home run hire for them?
Yeah, I think this is exactly what they needed. They have a pretty good team. They have some really good weapons. I don't know. I mean, the Giants have always been. It feels like there's been like, I don't know, a decade, maybe a little bit more, of the Giants being just a joke.
Yeah.
But before that, they were pretty. They were always in the playoffs. They were always being a pretty constant of being NFC champions or in the NFC championship. So, I mean, you go back all the way to the 80s and 90s. The Giants were always there with pretty good teams. It's just this last decade and a half, probably, they just haven't been, what they were before.
Yeah. I am going to be interested in the kind of scheme this little team will look like. Is Jackson Dart going to be really the guy? Like, I guess he can be. Can he stay healthy in that team as well? Anyways, that's enough of that. I am very curious to see what the impact of the coaching searches is doing on Robert Saleh right now. I guess he interviewed for the Dolphins coaching job today. He has interviews out with other teams, including, I believe, I think Baltimore had him scheduled for an interview on Sunday. He's scheduled for an interview with the Cardinals. He's scheduled for an interview. What was the other team I was thinking? Maybe it was Cleveland. I can't remember in terms of it. But outside of it, a lot of teams impacting Robert Saleh's schedule on that.
Also, we got to think about the rules that are in place, and a lot of them are looking at him but not really trying to hire him, mainly because of.
Are you saying the Rooney Rule?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is. They go in and interview him a lot like they did Tom Flores. What's his name? Flores.
Tom Flores?
No, not Tom Flores. It's the coach who used to be in Miami.
Flores?
Brian, yeah.
Oh, Brian Flores.
How they did him, and maybe a couple of these teams are really looking into him and seeing him as a prospect, but a lot of them, the other ones, are just kind of trying to check a box.
I don't know. I have an interesting theory on Saleh.
Yeah.
I think he's better as a coordinator than a head coach. Granted, I know he was with the Jets.
Is he the defensive version of Josh McDaniel?
I think so.
Is that what you're talking?
I don't think so. I don't think so because at the Jets he was given a pretty poor team, and they kind of put what's his name, Rodgers in there, and they took away a couple of his weapons.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
and Daniels kind of he was given a lot of things, and he drafted one of the worst players that play the quarterback position.
Was he the one that mistakenly drafted Byron Young, and there was another Byron Young, and he got the wrong Byron Young, and the Rams got the right Byron Young that fell to him? You hear that story?
I think it is. Yeah.
I love that story. That's one of my favorite draft stories of all time. One of my favorite Raider stories of all time is when they drafted the wrong Byron Young, because they just didn't know. They called the wrong Byron Young. I believe they did. Unbelievable incompetency there from the Raiders.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll stop on the next coach, right?
You would hope so.
You would hope so. All right, let's take a break. Let's wrap up this next hour. When we come back, we got more content to you. We're going to talk more NFL playoffs. I got some burning questions for the crew, so let's go on a break. We'll be right back with hour number 2 next on 1430.
Hey, it's Phil Bonatti from Behind the Bench. A new season means big plays, hard hits, and injuries we track every week. But injuries don't just happen on the field. When life knocks you down, you need a strong team behind you. That's Davis & Van Wagenen, attorneys at law right here in Fresno. Davis & Van Wagenen fight for Valley families hurt in accidents, and you don't pay unless they win. It's a winning game plan from Davis & Van Wagenen. Visit DavisVanWagenenLaw.com. Davis & Van Wagenen, your hometown injury attorneys.
When hunger's in the red zone, Toledo's Mexican restaurant has the winning play. Huddle up for their new chicken deals starting at just $14.99. Gandos, chicken mole enchiladas, and Sam Special. Use promo code ESPN for an extra 10% off, in addition to reward points and discounts. Plus, swing on by Toledo's and catch all your college and NFL action on the big screens. Happy hour, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5. Saturdays and Sundays, 8 to 10.
He's got the knowledge.
Because once again, I have to come on there and talk about how right I am once again. In anything that it comes to sports.
He's got the questions.
I'm going to lose it. Are you kidding me? What are we doing here?
He's got the guests.
20th head coach in Fresno State history here, Matt. Is it hard to believe sometimes still the 20th head coach here in program history?
It's all moved really quickly here over the course of the last 5-6 weeks, but super excited to be here.
Phil Bonatti is the voice for the Central Valley sports leader. Behind the Bench starts now. Brought to you by Helena Agri.
That's right. Here on a Thursday. Good to be with you on a Fashion Furniture Thursday. One more hour before we send it off over to the rest of programming here. Of course, over on 790, the FPU Sunbirds start tipping off basketball there against Concordia, so you want to tune in for that. That's at 5 o'clock over on the other side. Reminder here at Fashion Furniture, right now when you buy a Nautica mattress at Sleep Retreat inside Fashion Furniture, not only do you get cooling technology, multi-layer memory foam, and practical features like a removable washable cover, but you'll get a second mattress for free. That's right. If you only need one mattress, take 33% off. Nautica mattresses offer high-end luxury features at affordable prices. Nautica is a good option for your kids' room, second bedroom, or master suite. You buy one, you get two at Sleep Retreat, or you just take 33% off the one you need. During January, Nautica mattresses starting at just $698. Test rest a new Nautica mattress. You're going to love it, and you'll especially love the second mattress at no cost. It's a New Year's resolution that will have you sleeping like a baby. 6 mattresses from American-made Nautica, all available with an exclusive buy one, get one free offer at Sleep Retreat inside Fashion Furniture. Nothing like it in all of California. All right. I want to make some people aware of something I saw on the internet just now. Daniel, you're well aware of this, the meme. And Jorge, I'm wondering if you're aware of this as well. So last week, there was a girl that went viral, a young girl that was picking football games, and it went viral for all of the wrong reasons. She went 0 for 6 in her picks. She was so confident in her picks, and she yelled each team when she lifted a helmet. She's sitting in front of a table, and she went 0 for 6 in her picks last week against the wild card teams. Jorge, are you aware of this video I'm talking about from a week ago?
I don't think I've seen it.
No?
No, I'm going to look for it right now.
People were cooking her on the internet in terms of that. Niner fans were cooking her because everyone's like, how could you go 0 for 6? How can you go? Well, she just made her picks just now. I came across the next video, and Jorge, it's been a good run in the playoffs. We're done, though. We're cooked because she picked Buffalo. She picked the 49ers. She picked the Patriots. She picked the Bears. We're cooked, Jorge. It's been a good ride, but unfortunately – Daniel, you saw me witness this in real time. Fortunately, this poor soul will knock out my Patriots. No other way about it.
You looked distraught as soon as I heard her voice. I immediately knew. I'm like, oh my god.
It was horrible. It was horrible. Jorge, are you familiarizing this with yourself with the famous video I'm talking about?
I don't think it's in the video yet. I can't find it yet. But,
okay.
I'm still looking.
Okay. Well, anyways, people know if you've seen the video, you know what I'm talking about. And it was very funny thinking about it.
So can I blame her for the reason my Steelers lost?
No, you can blame the ineptitude of Aaron Rodgers and that whole entire offense and what you guys couldn't do against that Texan defense. You can blame that wholeheartedly on your coaching staff. No, you don't get the benefit of blaming a young child picking games somewhere in the continental United States for your ineptitude as a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I'm sorry.
I guess.
You don't get a pass. Anyways, boy, I'm harsh. Let's do some NFL picks and predictions. And by picks, I want to do I want to go through an exercise here because we kind of dissected the possible Super Bowl matchups. We did that in the Bonatti Blitz this week. But I think there's a good easy exercise to do, which is straight up just rank the teams in the playoffs from 1 through 8. And what I want to do is go 8 through 1 this time. I want to go worst to first because it's easier that way, I would think. But I think this is going to be an interesting exercise because I don't think there's a whole lot you can trust with these teams in terms of it. Jorge, are you excited to kind of do just a quick little power ranking here in the burning questions in the playoffs here?
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
why
we have the 8 teams, right? Let me just write them down just to make sure I keep track of it. So first game is Bills and Broncos, right? So we have the Bills and Broncos. We have the 49ers and the Seahawks, right? In the second matchup. In the third matchup, it's the Texans, it's the Patriots, and then in the fourth matchup, it's the Rams and the Bears. So who is number 8? Who is the imposter of this crew? If you're talking in terms of other games, who is the weakest team left in the field? I have an entry that might not make someone very happy in our present company in terms of it. Where do you think?
I know what that team is, but I don't think that is. I think they're one above, but I have the Texans as my 8.
I don't have the Texans as 8.
I have them at 8 purely because I don't know what we'll be getting on offense after seeing them play the Steelers, who, for 3 quarters both defenses were going hand in hand. No, both offenses couldn't really do much until the Steelers the defense obviously got tired. They couldn't really do much more. So I don't have much trust in that offense.
I sit here in the capabilities and the ceiling of what their players can give, and I sit here and stare at the 49ers as simply the number 8 team, just not by like a lack of scheme and ability as a coach, but just in the terms of the talent of the players. If I'm going solely on talent of players, I think I have to put the Niners at 8 right now. Jorge, I know you will always object to me in my Niners slander, but can I at least present you the case of that for you, or are you going to disagree wholeheartedly?
I'll probably disagree wholeheartedly.
Well, of course you are.
No, but no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Who's worse? Who's worse than the Niners in this playoffs that's left? Who do you think?
Worse than the Niners that's in the playoffs right now?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the Bears.
Niners. I don't know if I can do that to the Bears.
The Niners beat the Bears.
Yeah.
How are they not worse than the Niners?
There was no defense played in that game, Jorge.
I know. I think the ceiling
it's
of the
same
Bears.
exact defense, and the Niners. I don't understand where you guys are coming from.
You know what? There's a world I can do the Bears here at 8, which is interesting because they are a 2 seed right now with the way it kind of flipped up. But we got to pick one of them. So, final vote here. Who do you think? Like, if we did Bears versus Niners, who's the 8th team? Who's the worst team in the playoff field right now? I know my vote's the Niners. Jorge, your vote's the Bears. Daniel, you're going to break the tie here.
I'll take the Niners.
The Niners are 8?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think.
Get
sorry.
out of here.
I'm sorry, Jorge. But it's just.
Also, I just watched that video. It's a little girl. Like, come on.
I know.
Don't laugh at the little girl.
I know. She's not. I'm not making fun of her anywhere else.
I mean, she picked the correct losers, but
Yeah. So if you feel really good about some bets this week, just go against her, which stinks because my team's now eliminated. Anyways, so are we going to go Bears? Do we feel Bears is 7, or do we? You entered Texans, but I think the Texans have a better defense than Chicago.
Oh yeah, we'll give it that. Yeah.
So, Bears, is that? Do you agree with the Bears at 7, Jorge? I mean, no, because we're already locking it in, and you want the Niners to be above them. But if we had to pick the next team, as a collective, the Bears.
Well, the worst team, yeah, the Bears.
So the Bears at 7. My next entry on this power ranking, I present you the Bills.
Wow.
Simply for their lack of ability on defense. And I think they don't have very much talent they don't have a lot of talent on the wide receiver front.
That's very true.
And I think a lot of it is contingent on one player being a superhuman and instead of a complete team. And we're asking ourselves to power rank the teams here. The Bills are a low seed. They're the 6th seed, just like the Niners are. I just think there's enough games and stuff on their resume to say, wow, they stunk in sometimes. So I would present you the Bills here. But tell me if there's another team that should be above them.
I can get behind the Bills at 6. I mean, yeah, you are right. They were terrible stopping the run this season. Like, that was probably like the weakest link of that entire defense. But I do see your point with them not having much talent offensive-wise down in the passing game, because their offense really does rely a lot on Josh Allen being Josh Allen. Like, that's the only reason I think they won against the Jaguars, to be fair. So I can get behind it, but
Jorge, would you agree the Bills are the next team?
No.
No,
I would not agree with that. Nope.
Who's above the Bills? Who's worse than the Bills?
Worse than the Bills? I'll probably put right now, I'll probably put the Rams.
Oh, my God.
Oh, boy. I don't know if I can negotiate the Rams down at 6. I don't think I can negotiate that, Jorge. I just don't know if I can do this. Present your case.
Well, they're the 5th seed. How are they not? Like,
The Bills are the 6th seed. So the Rams theoretically are better, seeding-wise.
But you said you can't. Like, if I say the Bills are just above them, you can't do that. You can't. No.
Why do you think the Rams are worse than the Bills?
Because of the way they've been playing, the way they've been trying to shoot themselves in the foot at the end of every game they play. The last 3 games.
Have the Bills not done that against like Philadelphia and against other teams like Cleveland? I was trying to think of some random games at the tail end of the year. And honestly, if the Jaguars didn't miss a field goal at the end of the half, we'd be having a different story of how that game would have gone. If Trevor Lawrence's shin doesn't go flat on the ground there, I don't think they win that game last week. But you still think the Rams?
All right. Well, the Bills beat the Pats, so with that I'm saying they're above.
The Patriots beat the Bills, so
they went 1-1.
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you, Jorge. I don't know if I can. In good faith,
I left you speechless.
You did leave me speechless. Out of any of the teams you could have picked that are remaining, that I said, "Oh, hey, you want to put someone below the Bills?" The Rams would be the furthest team I would pick.
I would have said the Texans.
But the Texans beat their Bills this year.
That is true, yeah.
And that's why I can't get through it. I think Buffalo has a lack of talent. They have a great quarterback, but they have a lack of talent situation.
Keenan Coleman.
I'm being too communicative of these rankings. Maybe I should just go full dictator mode and pick them all in terms of this. So maybe I should just do that. All right. Number 5, because I'm picking the Bills 6. I'm sorry. I heard your case, Jorge. I appreciate your case. It is being rejected. Who do you think should be 5, Jorge? We got Broncos, Texans, Patriots, Rams, Seahawks.
Why even both? Because you're going to pick whoever you want.
All right, Jorge. I'm just trying to keep people included here. Maybe I should just make it this show about me. Maybe it should just be all about me then, all right?
I mean, I guess I would put, if anybody, I guess I would put, if you're putting the Bills there, I'll put the Texans there.
I'll put the Texans there too. That's where I'd put. I think we're finally agreeing on something. I think the Texans. I don't think that offense is very talented.
Yeah,
I really don't.
I can't put the Rams there, so you might as well put the Texans.
Because the Rams at least have something on both sides of the ball that I can point to and say that's elite. I don't think I can say anything elite about the Texans offense. There's nothing elite about them. They're playing Christian Kirk as their number 1 receiver right now. Like, are you kidding me? That guy was a cast-off a year ago to Jacksonville.
And now
I so wish I could make that
joke. That's how superstars started.
Yeah. I can put Rams at 4 with the way they played. I can put Rams at 4. Is that fair? Because they have been shaky the last 5 weeks. And Devontae hasn't,
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay.
So at 3.
Are we putting the Patriots at 3?
I am.
I know you are.
No. I don't want Patriots at 3.
I kind of think the Broncos.
I was going to say the Broncos, too.
Should be at 3.
Yeah.
Are we serious? The number 1 Broncos at 3.
They have the same record as the Patriots.
Okay.
Yeah? All right. Give me the case. Give me the case why the Broncos.
They have a better defense. They've been playing better the last few games.
Who do you trust with an offense down 4 in 2 minutes? Bo Nix or Drake May?
Bo Nix.
You really did. You said that with your whole chest.
I mean, what are you talking about here?
Okay.
I mean, no, I can get his point because Bo Nix has had to, he's been in so many comeback games this year. I can understand that, but this is also
I guess I can point to that Drake May's only had one opportunity.
I think they're, you know what, I'm honestly, and this is not biased or anything. I think they're pretty even teams, but at the end of the day, I would trust the coach of the Broncos more than the coach.
You trust Peyton, who's won a title, over Vrabel, who hasn't. Okay, Patriots, I do think the talent of the Broncos offense is a little bit greater than the talent of the Patriots offense, just slightly. I think the talent of the just slightly edge to the Broncos. And talent-wise, I just think the quarterback's better for the Patriots. So we're putting Broncos 2, and we feel like Seattle is the de facto 1?
He's not going to say that, but...
Well, yeah, with this oblique injury and everything. Yeah, sure, why not?
In a vacuum, we're going to put Sayonara. All right, one burning question I had. What 1 seed is most likely not making it out of this wild card, or this weekend? Broncos or Seahawks? Who is less likely to make it out?
Broncos.
You think the Broncos?
Yeah.
Jorge, what do you pick?
Wait, what? Less likely to make it out of what?
Of this weekend. Which 1 seed is most likely going to lose this weekend? If you had to pick one, Seahawks, you with the Seahawks? I'm leaning Seattle. I kind of think Seattle is more likely to lose this weekend.
It's a tougher game than what the Broncos have.
It's a familiarity thing with the Niners. It's
most likely, yeah.
It's Salah's knowledge of playing that offense.
Twice and
they can. Yeah, I think you're right there too. I think I'm with the Seattle pick. I think Seattle has a real shot of losing this weekend as a 1 seed. They could be a one and done 1 seed. We had it last year with the Lions. The Lions were a one and done 1 seed. We've had a couple of one and done 1 seeds out of there last few years. So it's good to be paying attention to that. So, all right, we're overdue for a break, so let's take it. Coming up next, we're going to talk to Jason Wahlberg about Fresno State basketball, Valley Athletics, all the great stuff. So stay with us. We got an interview coming up next on 1430 ESPN.
So intense, so quick, so unmerciful. Those are just a few of the comments from farmers describing the devastating effects of their crop damage due to
Jorge,
heat.
I'm going to intro
farmer,
this.
You probably already know what it's like to watch helplessly as your cash crop is...
Okay,
right,
sounds
cool.
good.
Yep.
Can you do about it? You can call Bowman & Associates, your local crop insurance specialist. They've been writing crop insurance for almost 40 years. Call Roger Kent or Quinn Bowman today and ask about crop hail insurance for stone fruit and grapes. They can design a private hail coverage that is specifically designed to meet your financial needs. Coverage can be purchased anytime and will go into effect within 72 hours. Easy to buy with no hassles. Don't gamble on your financial investment. Call the Ag Experts today. Bowman & Associates. Remember, for a green thumb investment that equalizes Mother Nature, call Bowman & Associates, 499-2020. That's 499-2020.
Bowman & Associates, your crop insurance specialist.
License number OF64178.
Fresno, come taste what everyone's talking about at Choppies Bodega on the northwest corner of Blackstone and Bullard next to the 7-Eleven. And now get that authentic East Coast chopped cheese even faster. Just call in your order and pick it up ready to go. Try the original Bodega chopped cheese or the Philly chopped cheese, both served with crispy fries and house-made sauces that hit just right. Or switch it up with the famous chopped cheese Doritos Nachos. Follow at Chopped Cheese Fresno on Instagram to see the full menu. Real meat, real cheese, real good. Chopped Cheese Bodega, Bullard and Blackstone.
So winter's officially here, and the last thing you want is your house cold and your furnace sounding like it's auditioning for a beatboxing competition. That's why Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating is running their $99 furnace tune-up special. It's the perfect time, because nobody wants to see their breath inside the house. And let's be honest, layering 3 jackets indoors isn't festive, it's desperate. So get ahead of the cold. Schedule your $99 furnace tune-up today at leesair.com. That's leesair.com. Happy holidays from your locally owned and operated Lee's Air and Heating. CLN 635-355.
Hi, this is Marcus McMarion. As a hometown guy and former Bulldog quarterback, I know how important trust and family are. That's why I choose Ed Dina's Auto Center in Dinuba. From first cars to family SUVs, Ed Dina's helps you find the right fit without the hassle. They treat you like part of the team, because here, you're more than just a customer, you're family. Stop by Ed Dina's Auto Center today and see why it's my dealership of choice.
Ed Dina's, the dealer in Dinuba that does. Yes, he does.
Want to work somewhere fun, flexible, and rewarding? Me and Ed's is hiring. We're looking to expand our team with full and part-time positions at over 40 locations. Join our growing company as a delivery driver or valued team member today. For more information on job descriptions or to apply, go online at meandeds.com or visit your nearest location. Me and Ed's is hiring. Fill out an application.
At Helena Agri-Enterprises, we're committed to helping you make the best agronomic decisions for your farm. That's why we combine cutting-edge technology with superior product. Helena's agri-intelligence solutions use in-depth analysis to identify potential problems in the field before they take root. Combined with a complete line of high-quality crop production and crop protection inputs, Helena has the tools to help you increase productivity, enhance performance, and maximize your return on investment. Contact your local Helena representative or authorized dealer to create the right plan for your farm with Helena products and agri-intelligence solutions.
Get your day started with Rich Eisen.
The Rich Eisen Show on the Infinity Sports Network.
Only 2 players in the history of the National Football League with a game in which they have more than 50 rush yards, 50 receiving yards, and a touchdown. Their names are Christian McCaffrey with 22 such games and Marshall Faulk with 29. Do we talk about him as a Hall of Fame trajectory? I say absolutely. Heed my words, gents. Someone's on a career trajectory, on a path.
Rich Eisen, brought to you by Citizens Business Bank.
The bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. Jason Wahlberg had a chance to catch up with us earlier today, and so this is the first time you're hearing our interview with him. Great stuff he's doing at Valley Athletics. Plus, of course, he knows his basketball as well, so we talked a little Fresno State basketball as well. So here's my interview with Jason Wahlberg, Valley Athletics.
All right. Joined here now by a man who's just been running around busy all the time now with Valley Athletics. It's been a fantastic run with them so far, and continuing to hear great things about them. And Jason Wahlberg now joining me here in studio to talk about it. Jason, we were talking off air just about how exciting it's been. Very busy with you over at Valley Athletics, but it's exciting to kind of share with the people how much it's grown since we kind of started this with you guys. But good to have you in on this Thursday to start off with.
Yeah, is it too late to say Happy New Year, Phil?
Yeah, no,
okay.
Not too late.
All right. Well, Happy New Year, and yeah, thank you for the kind words. We had a great 2025, and we're already busier in 2026, and we're excited to see where we're going to go.
Very excited. Of course, things are popping off, like you said. Just tell me about how busy it's been over there, and how insane it's been to kind of, make sure everything's running smoothly for sure.
Yeah. You know what? Honestly, like, we have such a great staff.
Yeah.
Like our directors, volleyball, basketball, our general managers, assistant GMs. We've made a new social media. So we've built out I feel like a really good team that is now learned how to work not only together, but how to work with and understand expectations from the Wahlberg family, and it's because we're very, tons of kids and tons of things going on, and, things can be kind of last minute, especially in this world. But I think we've just done a great job of just building a great culture in a place where, it's, again, like, it's more than just about sports. It is sports at the core, and we all love sports, but we love sports because of what it brings all of us the rest of our lives, and I think we're doing a good job of sticking to our mission and making it fun, and we're just continuing to grow. Yeah, I mean, we're already, most of our weekends, and this is like a plug right here, but
of course,
most of our weekends, I know March and April are already pretty much full. So, people that are looking to rent the gym or using it for any kind of event, it's filling up.
You got to plan well ahead.
Months ahead at this point. So we're happy with that.
That's the popularity of it, and it's a great facility out there, and all the great programs that you can get your kids involved in. I know with the winter time, it's hard to get kids active and staying out there for sure, but it's good to have an area like that for all the kids out there.
Yes, for sure it is, and I know we've grown, so people are starting to know who Valley Athletics is, and obviously we cater volleyball and basketball, boys and girls. But for those that don't know who we are, we're all we are very competitive, and we want to build the best club in the Valley. That's what we're trying to do. But we also, that's not the main mission of Valley Athletics. We also, are trying to involve other people that just want to, grow themselves through sports and have fun just playing the random 3-on-3 tournaments. And that's something we've done. So, like, for those of you that like 3-on-3 or 4-on-4 with friends, and you're a casual player, and we've been putting those on. We're starting to put those on every quarter, and it's really helping the growth.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
it's awesome to hear. And
so,
always, you guys are looking for new folks to come by and check it out for sure.
Yeah.
Great. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the basketball side of things too, because I know with you have your busy times of Valley Athletics, but you make time in your schedule to check in on the basketball team.
Yeah, it's my life.
Yeah, of course, with Vance and the crew, and it's an interesting feel how this season's gone. I don't know if we had you on when the season's been going yet.
I think this is my first time since
maybe
the first week, but it's been
so it's been up, it's been down. There's games that I'm sure Vance really wanted throughout the season, but off to the good start. You're above the win total now from last season, which is we're looking for improvements, but that's not done obviously. But how do you assess what you've seen from this team from this year? From what you've seen,
I mean, from just being around it mostly day to day and just seeing from April on, it's been awesome to watch. And they're kind of where I thought they'd be, but not record wise, if that makes sense. I thought, I thought we had a chance to really surprise people. And I think we're surprising some people. I know, I really believe us or Wyoming are maybe the most improved team in the conference. I believe we can compete with pretty much anybody on any night. They're starting to learn, coach, they're starting to get, our depth is coming alive. David Douglas is starting, to play very important minutes. Wilson's growing up, Bastion's playing some random big minutes. Obviously you have Jake and Zay, but, and then Deshaun, right? Just his growth, right? And pretty much all those guys I mentioned are guys that we want back and would love to come back. And I know that's what people in the Valley were thinking about this year, and we want to win every game. We do. I mean, that's, we think we can beat anybody on any night, and that's what we're trying to do. But we also understand we all have bigger goals, and this is part of a bigger process of, getting this program to where we want to be in a year or two. And honestly, I think these guys are ahead of schedule of where I thought that they would be, just from a playing wise. Now we got to close games, of course. And there's certain things that we don't know.
There's 4 games on the top of my mind.
I feel like we should have 3 losses, and I really like, and that's not even being like
the selling game.
And I know we won a couple that were really close that we might not or should have won. Arkansas, San Diego State. I think we got our butts whipped. Nothing was going to happen. Nothing was changing that. Every other game, I think if some of the guys were, probably playing like they are now, or gelling, we're gelled a little more together, or didn't have stupid turnovers or shot free throws a little better, things could look much differently.
We talk about the potential wins out there on the table. The Northridge game where the shot hits at the end, and that's how it goes. Or Utah State felt really like for how good Utah State is, that the way they were competing there. I don't know if I could say that was a
great effort, and it was, and it just we didn't play well offensively, but they didn't either, and that's kind of what they make you do. I hate saying it because I know the fans and the fan base. At the end of the day, it's about winning.
Exactly.
Right, and no one cares about your KenPom rating or how you lost by a little bit. It's a problem if you keep losing by a little bit. But the growth is obvious, and the way we're losing, it's not like we go in expecting to win games. The fans are expecting us now to compete in these games. We're there, especially at home. We should compete in every home game. It's just a matter of now cleaning up little things, learning how to win, and getting everybody on the court, as you've seen with DJ now healthy and Deshaun playing like a veteran.
Yeah, I think it's been fun to watch kind of some of the individual growth of some of these guys, of course, and how it fits into the way they play. I want to talk first to Deshaun, because I think obviously he seems to be the most the biggest surprise out of this season, of like what Deshaun Gorey can be as a freshman coming in here and doing what he's doing, and his frame and his ability. And I know he's a skinny guy, but like his ability to get active on boards. I mean, this is the kind of player Coach Wahlberg probably looked for.
Yeah, I mean, he's more than what he's produced, especially lately, more than what we thought. And I had this conversation actually with my dad in the preseason. We're talking about how, like, I personally thought Deshaun, come league time, had a chance to be like a double figure scorer, right? In just certain ways. It's going to take some time to learn what he can and can't do. Did not see this kind of maturity coming. Unbelievable work ethic. And he's unbelievable work ethic, unbelievable mindset. Ever since Christmas, I don't know what's happened. It's just been a whole different thing. And that's with the young kids with a lot of talent. That's all it is. And Deshaun's really what's made him great is him knowing what he can and can't do.
Yeah.
He's going to the boards now every time, which he's been a monster. He's been a game changer for us.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not trying to beat people off the dribble all the time. He's getting the ball. He's making quick moves to the basket.
Yeah.
He's shooting or he's getting rid of it. It's very hard to score in the half court in the Mountain West, especially if you're like a 170-pound freshman.
Yeah.
You're just not going to get calls going to the rack and you're going to get pushed out. So he's done a great job of knowing how to play against the competition and learning what he can and can't do, and he's blossomed.
And the intangible stuff, too, that I think about him, he's really been tight with some of the guys that are on this team. I recognize, I saw him at a Clovis West tournament earlier this year. He was just checking out the high school scene. And to me, that, like, it's not just a guy who's collecting a check playing basketball here at Fresno State. He's a guy who's been out in the community, checking out the local hoops.
Yes.
And I think there's an interest there. I want to believe there's
an
interest there.
No, there's a belief. And I know what we're getting at, because the conversation always leads to, hey, it's great we're seeing growth, but now can you keep them?
Yeah.
Right. And that's what everyone's worried about is, Deshaun's going to outprice himself from what we can do.
Yeah.
I truly believe that with the young core that we have, because if we want everyone back, they're all, except for, I believe, our wings. All of our seniors are on the wing.
Yeah.
I really believe Deshaun, I really believe this group loves playing together. And I really believe this group, we have some smart young kids that understand their situation.
Yeah.
Understand money is not everything. Now, some of these guys, you got to pay them. We got to find them. But situation, culture, fit is more important than where you're going to go play for 1 year, for 9 months.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a person that wants to play basketball your whole life.
Yeah.
Not just 4 years. So I really believe we can keep Deshaun. I think Deshaun wants to be here. I know Deshaun wants to be here. And not just him, like Wilson and Zay and all the young guys,
Yeah.
Anyways, I really believe we're going to keep Deshaun. I really think we have a chance to, because I just think he's he's not your normal freshman.
Yeah.
I don't throw people that know me. I do not throw compliments out like that easily. It's hard to do what he's doing at this age, and for him to have like his mindset is just, it's been, you couldn't have predicted it.
Well, and of course the question is, and excuse me, this kind of stemmed from last year, was you had some bodies break down on this team that then eventually we were down to 7 in a rotation, basically available to the Mountain West tournament. Obviously the injury situation, knock on wood, has not been as horrendous as last year was.
You're right. We haven't, and I don't like bringing it up because everyone has injuries and there's just excuses. But losing Nathan before the season, I wish the fans just got to see 2 or 3 games of Nate.
Yeah.
Because they would have been as mad as me.
That's what Vance told. He was the first guy to talk to me.
You would have seen it, You would have seen it. And we wouldn't have had this, like San Diego State, for example, when Zay was out, that's a bad matchup for us given our roster construction with just being able to get into an offense.
Yeah.
If we have Nate that game, like just his athleticism and ability to be explosive, get by guys, it would have been not a problem.
Yeah.
Would have been able to compete, But you're right, Phil. We have had a lot more luck, and we're catching some breaks.
But my question is the sustainability over the next couple of months, right? Because there was one thing I looked at if I look at the book, I see a lot of minutes to the starters.
Correct.
And I'm just wondering from the wear and tear standpoint of how long do you lean on those guys? I see 37, 38 minutes per game, and it's like
I think you can lean on them.
They're fine. Like,
I think it depends on the person.
Come from the you know that kind of.
It's a great question, and I played it too, and I know it's. I think doing that from beginning of the year to end of year is one thing. Most of these guys weren't playing these kind of minutes outside of Jake.
Yeah.
They're freak athletes. Like as far as being in shape and in the college game, honestly, playing 40 minutes of high school basketball or junior college or something like that actually is harder physically. Not physically, but like cardio wise.
Yeah.
Because there's less TV timeouts. There's less timeouts. Like these guys play 2 games a week. The coaching staff and the trainers do a great job of managing their bodies. I just think if they get rest and they have one really hard practice a week, they'll be okay, I think.
Yeah.
But You're right, Phil. Like if this team was trying to play into April or late into March, that's
true.
It's hard to play 5 guys 30.
Especially if you're going to go through a Mountain West tournament where you're playing. Theoretically, you want to win the thing. You're playing 4 games in a row.
And I still think, Phil, like we have 9 guys that coach wants to play. I just think it's going to be more matchup dependent, right?
Yeah.
I think this is not a secret. When we play more 4-guard lineups, we're going to see less Jack Monty. When we go against more 2 big lineups, we're going to see more Jack. So Jack's going to be maybe 5 years.
We saw
less.
Jack last game.
Exactly, and he got 20. DJ Stickman we saw last game.
Yeah.
Bad. So, there's a couple guys that I feel like can get 15 or 20 more minutes, but as of now, I don't see the minutes being a problem.
Well, I don't know how much you dive into the stats. There was a couple stats I looked at from last 2 nights ago, their win. One, of course, the free throws. Well, I mean, my goodness, 23 for 24 was coach will take that every day of the week. In terms of Jake, Jake made.
We had the right guy shooting him.
16 free throws plus, made 100%.
Yes.
First guy to do that since 06 in the Mountain West.
Really?
I read that stat.
Yeah.
So that's incredible.
Yeah.
The other interesting stat, and I wonder, I don't know if it's the style of play or if it's just conducive to what happened. They had 0 fast break points in the first half in that game. Fresno State.
Yeah.
You guys were outscored in the fast break, but I felt like, is that something that's just kind of evolving in a better, more effective half-court offense, or was it just the way the game was
I just think it's our roster.
Yeah.
If anything, it's a great observation. We do have less transition, but we don't have the players that we're playing with to that finish that way. When you really break it down, Jake's great in the half. That's not really his game. Deshaun Gore is really the only guy who's more of a transition. Maybe Zayon, Deshaun.
Zayon can go transition.
We don't have other guys that push the ball to the court. Right?
Wilson's not getting down there.
No, in his greatest shape as he's in for that size, and how the minutes he plays at that size, getting up and down, is so impressive. But for us, most games we're just not gonna out athlete anybody really. So. When we get in transition, we go, but I just don't think there's been, honestly, that many opportunities. And our skill sets of the players on this roster, I don't really think fit that.
Well, and I think that's the wonder of this team, is the half court improving, is that offense improving, and especially when you're in situations like when you're in that Nevada game and you need – there's no secret when it comes to the final 4 minutes of a basketball game, you're not doing the fast break points. It's the half court offense.
And the 2 weaknesses, and this is everybody's weakness, because Division I college basketball to me is the hardest basketball league to score in.
Yeah.
NBA or like high school, like you ask all the players that have played in all those levels. You ask Tyler Johnson, it's way more restrictive. It's way harder to score.
Yeah.
So the two things you don't want to do is give up easy baskets, which are transition and offense rebounds, and that's where we really struggle, right? So if we start getting into a transition game, as you mentioned earlier, we're playing 7 guys, 8 guys. No, we're not playing 10.
Yeah.
We can't last. So we're vulnerable, really.
Yeah.
So.
When you think of the makeup of this team and how it kind of maneuvers this Mountain West, you mentioned like it feels like you're kind of right there, most improved. Of course, they're playing that kind of stretch. Like I said, I think easily I could see them going 4 or 5, including the Colorado State game. I think on the top of my head, it's Wyoming here, it's at Albuquerque, it's here for Grand Canyon, and then it's at Air Force.
We're just trying to get Saturday. We want one at a time. Yeah, we just haven't. I think it's. I love that people get excited like that, and that's exactly how most people are starting to speak now. Oh, we can get this game. We can get this game.
Yeah.
We started doing that when we were 6-2 and lost to Bakersfield.
I just said Colorado State was a fork in the road kind of game. It's like if you lose that, then where are we kind of going?
Oh, 100%.
And if we win that, I'm like, there's a conversation to be had of like where this team could go. And I don't know if you felt that way.
I did feel that way for sure. I felt this was a big week. We had to get at least one of these and it just it keeps the locker room together too. You know what I mean? Like the guys love each other. They come in, they work hard, they have great energy. But at some point, when you're getting beat up, and you lose a lot of close games, I don't care what kind of person you are. It's hard to get the best out of that person.
Yeah,
exactly.
Kills you that way. But
I agree.
It's interesting how this team is, the microscope and all of it around it. But it's fun to watch just at least improvements in that sense. And I'm sure Vance is feeling the way about his team, and he's taking it game by game in terms of that. And I think there's a lot of hope. I think there's a lot of hope on what's shown on Tuesday, how they can galvanize around that. I feel like momentum is such a big thing with this group because we saw them go world beaters, looking like the best team in college basketball against Pepperdine for a half.
Yeah,
that's the ceiling.
Yes,
right.
That is the ceiling.
So it's interesting to kind of see that makeup, and I imagine you feel the same.
Yeah, I do. We feel the same. I mean, the guys feel the same. The players on the team don't understand the agony that most Fresno fans feel. Right? They haven't been here. They're not part of it. They think they're, as most athletes should, they think they're the ones that are going to turn it around. Yeah. That's how they feel. They come in, they don't care about the past. They don't care what's happened. They come in thinking we can win on any night. Now we're realistic, like the San Diego State game, it's a tough one.
It's hard.
But at home, I think the rest of the year schedule, considering this is just me personally, so I'll just put my personal thing out there and I'll let the players, give me crap. But I think there's just one game out there or two games out there that are I would say not mostly winnable for us. That'd be tough to win. And that's at Utah State, which I think would be, everybody would agree.
They're ranked.
They're a top 15 team in the country by net and RPI and KenPom. And next week at New Mexico could be tough. I feel like we've struggled there. But I still think we can compete in that one. I really do.
And the onus is on. I think they play so well at home that I think people really need to get out there and watch it.
Mm-hmm.
If we haven't had a stinker at home, I don't think there hasn't been really a.
Probably, maybe I wasn't at the selling game, but that was, but yes, outside of we've.
There hasn't been a stink. They have not had a performance where you lose by 20. And
you're just leaving with 4 minutes to go.
You're there. You're locked in, and the game is close, and the teams are competitive in that sense.
And we've had some good crowds lately, and the players feed off that.
The fact that it was a 1-point loss to Nevada, which is a top team in this conference. The fact
led for 34 minutes.
Was a 9-point loss to Utah State. It's like there's pieces, but it all starts with another kind of fork in the road game Saturday.
Yep. It feels like a lot of them this year.
Yeah, kind of. Anyways, we're running out of time, but Jason, I wanted to give one more plug for your group out there at Valley Athletics. ValleyAthletics.co, right? That's the website.
Yep, still ValleyAthletics.co.
Yeah. Where can people what can people find you else on? You're on social media all over?
Yeah, we're on social media. We're on Instagram, so you can find us at like Valley Athletics or Valley Volleyball Academy or Valley Basketball Academy. And then just a few things we have coming up. We have like a VVA. Actually, we have an adult open gym for adult volleyball players, male and female, and that's Monday, January 19th. You can check more details on the site. And then we also have a 4-on-4 tournament for volleyball coming up January 25th, and then 3-on-3 for basketball that we're starting to implement. So we're starting to run 3-on-3 tournaments every quarter. So check into the website to see more details.
There you go. All right. Well, Jason, I appreciate it as always. Thanks for swinging on by and talking some hoops, and good luck on the rest of the season. I'm sure you'll be there Saturday locked in. So.
Yeah, I will, Phil. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it as always. Jason Wahlberg here on 1430. Let's take a break. We'll be right back with more Behind the Bench right after this.
Citizens Business Bank is a proud sponsor of the Fresno State Bulldogs. Hi, I'm Susan Woosner, Senior Vice President and Manager of Citizens Business Bank in Fresno. We proudly support California's thriving small to medium-sized businesses. Our relationship-based approach and straightforward business model set us apart in the financial services industry. We are a banking partner that understands your industry and your company. Whether you're expanding operations or planning for the future, Citizens Business Bank is here to help ensure your banking experience is smooth, convenient, and aligned with your success. My team strives to build long-term banking relationships by getting to personally know you and your business, and then providing you with a wide array of powerful solutions customized to your unique financial needs. Visit cbbank.com to learn how Citizens Business Bank can help contribute to your success. That's cbbank.com. Citizens Business Bank, N.A., Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Get your business noticed and stand out from the crowd by visiting MegaPrints. Working with the Valley's most prestigious and high-profile businesses since 1998, we print and install custom-designed signs for businesses of all types and sizes. From yard signs to banners to wallpaper and fleet graphics, MegaPrints has the state-of-the-art capability to turn the signage you've dreamed of into a reality. Visit megaprints.com today to see our work and what we can do for your business.
Hey Bulldog fans, Lynn's Restaurant Group, a proud partner of Fresno State Athletics, has launched a brand new app. With over 8 locations like J-Pot, Ramen Hayashi, and Hino Oishi, the app brings all your favorites together in one place. Order ahead, skip the wait, and earn rewards every time you dine. Whether it's game night or family night, the app has you covered. New members even score $5 in LRG credit just for signing up. Download the Lynn's Restaurant Group app today and start earning with every visit. Go Dogs!
At Clausen Honda in Fresno, you're not just getting a car, you're stepping into a full service experience. From the latest new Honda models to certified pre-owned vehicles, a cafe to grab your morning coffee, and a team dedicated to making you feel respected and well served. Whether you're trading in, buying, or scheduling service for your ride, Clausen Honda has you covered with transparent financing, a full service center. Drive in today and see how easy getting behind the wheel can be. Clausen Honda at 6346 North Blackstone Avenue in Fresno.
Are you a business owner struggling to understand how cloud technology can help your business? Are you in need of computer and technology support for your employees? M-Cubed Technologies is your solution for fully managed IT services. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. M-Cubed will be your partner in the digital world, allowing your business to carry on worry-free. We specialize in cloud hosting, Microsoft 365 management, general IT support, and VoIP phone services. Call M-Cubed Technologies today to discuss our partnerships.
Summer is in full swing and the deals are heating up at Lowe's. Find 4th of July savings to keep your yard looking healthy the whole season. Protect your soil from the heat with a bag of Scott's Naturescapes mulch, now 3 for $10. And celebrate the 4th with our select 2.5 quart red, white, and blue annuals, 2 for $10. Find more savings this 4th of July at Lowe's. Home to any budget, home to any possibility. Valid 6/23 through 7/6 while supplies last. Annuals offer in-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Are you an athlete ready to level up your performance the raw way? Introducing the Raw Athlete Program from Raw Farm. High schoolers, college athletes, gym warriors, and pros, Raw Farm wants you to see why professional athletes and nutritionists are fueling up with Raw Farm raw whole milk to hit their team goals and personal gains. Raw Farm is the best 100% A2 cream top from seasonally grass-raised cows, non-GMO, certified humane, 100% made in America, and crafted for serious gains. Visit rawfarmsusa.com to learn more and find it at your local Sprouts location through the nation.
All right, welcome back to Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader, for what is the close of our show. Big thanks to Jason Wahlberg for joining us in that last segment. Be sure to check out valleyathletics.co for any of your interest in what they do over there. It's fantastic stuff. Be sure to stop by. Wrapping up our show here. 5 more minutes before we say goodbye. Of course, a reminder of our schedule before we say goodbye. And, of course, tonight, encourage you to flip over to 790 for FPU basketball. Concordia taking on the Sunbirds, excuse me. Women's the first, and then men to follow. Jorge, who's on the call for that one? Do we know? Do we know who's on the call for that?
Scott Bemis.
Scott Bemis on the call for the doubleheader, so that should be pretty good there. Looking forward to that. Scott does a great job on the broadcast there. Friday, tomorrow. Oh, sorry. Lakers basketball coming up tonight as they take on the Hornets. You got the Lakers tonight winning? They bounced back nicely against Atlanta 2 nights ago.
I think so.
They've been slumping a little bit, but
they got that drive in them.
Actually, it'd be nice to do a daily spread check brought to you by Chansey on that spread tonight between the Lakers and the Charlotte Hornets. Lakers 3.5, only 3.5 point favorites tonight against the lowly Hornets. Feeling good about that?
I'd feel good about it. Yeah, coming off a bounce back win.
Yeah,
I'd feel good about it.
All right. Coming up tomorrow. Sportsline Bulldog or Tony D 2 to 3. My show from 3 to 6. Yeah, we got 3 hours on Friday. A lot to get to with that NFL playoff conversation. We'll do some big final thoughts ahead of the NFL playoff weekend tomorrow. Should be a lot of fun. Sharks and Red Wings are going to start at 3:30 over on 790 on Friday. If you want to listen to San Jose, right now Sharks playing the Capitals. We don't have the game tonight, but I want to give you a score update. No score right now between them and Washington, a team that beat them 7-1 last time they played in the Shark Tank. So important for the Sharks to get it figured out there. Should be fun. Saturday, you have another edition of Central Valley Sports Report with Paul Metters. Paul, of course, doing the show from 10 a.m. to noon from First String Sports. If you want to head over there, watch his show, or if you want to listen in, all the good stuff there. Paul Metters talks about from the high school level. I'm sure he's got a lot to discuss and maybe a good lineup talk about tomorrow. We'll have the NFL weekend to follow that, and that starts with a 1:30 kickoff between the Bills and the Broncos from Denver. That gets us going there at 1:30 on Saturday. 5 o'clock after that is the Niners and the Seahawks in Seattle. Should be a movie over there. Over on 790, you'll have Laker basketball. Lakers are going to be in Portland on Saturday. Sunday, 11 a.m. pregame for the Texans and the Patriots in New England. Kickoff is at noon there on 1430. Following them, Rams and Bears in what some are shaping up to be the coldest game in NFL history. Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would hope so. I think it'll bring.
You would hope so.
I would bring another good excitement.
Jorge, you buying or selling that we are going to get the coldest playoff game in NFL history on Sunday between the Rams and the Bears?
Yeah, I don't know about history, but it's definitely going to be cold. Yeah, especially down in the field.
Yeah.
It's going to be in Chicago, so Chicago always has those winds. There's a reason why it's called the Windy City, but
yeah,
I think it's going to be cold.
Wind chills. What do you got?
The coldest game in NFL history was the 1967 NFL Championship, known as the Ice Bowl in Lambeau, with -13 Fahrenheit and brutal -48 degree wind chill.
I felt that before. I have felt that kind of cold before. It's not fun.
I can imagine.
Your eyelids start freezing, or the moisture on your eyes starts getting, and it hurts to keep your eyes open in certain situations when it's that cold.
And I can imagine getting hit with it being that cold.
Yeah, it's not fun. Jorge, what's the coldest you've ever felt?
The coldest I ever felt, or the coolest I ever felt.
Yeah, what's the two different things?
No, the coldest I ever felt, I think it's when I was in basic training in Oklahoma in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, out there, and then it started snowing. It was like a cold night, just we were freezing, and then it started snowing, which kind of made it better.
The snow's better,
yeah.
man. You like it when it snows.
Is it really?
It really helps. It really kind of helps it because it cuts through. But when it's when it's really cold is when it's really sunny and clear, and that's not the ideal situation for you there. Anyways, I'm glad we're going to be in the confines of California and watching from home.
You know what gets really cold too? The desert. I was in the desert.
Oh yeah, dude.
And that was cold.
The ground temp, man.
It just felt like in the morning it was kind of warm, and then like at nighttime it's clear and there's no clouds and nothing, but the cold it's freezing and you just got nowhere to go.
Yeah, man.
yeah. The desert is cold as hell.
It is cold as you know what out there. I have felt that in numerous ways. Vegas winters, tough. Anyways, Godspeed to the Rams. We'll talk about them tomorrow. We'll talk about all the games tomorrow. It should be a lot of fun. Guys, end of our show here. Appreciate you all. It was a good one, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Great show.
Great show. Go over to 790 FPU coming up next on 790 there on 1430 later tonight. Lakers and Hornets. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock.